Hey my friends, welcome back to Guns Up Review. It's been a while since I've done a video. It's getting towards the end of the semester. Students are keeping me plenty busy at school. It's hunting season. I've been hunting every weekend somewhere, deer hunting or dove hunting or something, and then somebody scheduled a conference in Tampa right in the middle of the opening weekend of deer season. Who would do that? Anyway, so I'm back here. What are we going to talk about today? I've got the coolest video for you today. I want to show you this, right? You know what this is? Everyone should know what this is. If you know anything about guns, if you have a gun collection, you need to have one of these in your gun collection, okay? This is probably, you know, this gun here has shaped, history. This is the M1 Garand, or someone pronounce it Garand. I think it's more commonly pronounced the Garand. Anyway, this is a semi-automatic rifle. General Patton called it the greatest battle implement ever devised by man. It changed the history of the world. It feeds on this is really and truly what we call a clip. This is not a magazine. This is a clip. This clip is fed into the top here, and you can load 8 rounds of 30-06 quickly. Okay, semi-automatic. They had all kinds of things that would go on it. Here's my bayonet. Again, I'll talk about this in the video, but this is something that I picked up in a street market in Spain. I'd love to know how it got there to Spain, but this is an authentic an M8A1 bayonet for this rifle, right? Would fit on here. And then I have one of these, which is, this is an old pineapple grenade. They don't use these anymore. They use an M67 baseball grenade now. But this is a model that was produced in 1945. This is it was called the M1A2, and then again there was an attachment that went on the end of the rifle, and then this would fit over the end of that attachment. You put a blank in here, and then you could fire with your rifle a grenade launcher. So it was a very versatile weapon. But the special treat I've got for you is I'm going to take you back. I'm going to introduce you to one of my oldest friends. We've been deer hunting together for 40 years plus, and I've known him since I was a little kid. His name is Mr. Sidney Tut, and he's going to tell us he was in the service in the late 50s, and this was his service weapon, and he's going to tell us what he remembers about these weapons and you know, what went on in training and so on. So super interesting. Come back and let's talk to Mr. Tut and see what he remembers about the M1 Garand. Okay, so I'm doing a video on the M1 Garand. Okay, and I know that was your service weapon. And I want you to tell me what you remember about that.
Well, first and foremost, I remember the serial number of the last 2 I had, because it was in the Marine Corps they beat numbers into your head. And 60 years later, 4311, 248, and 4284, 279. That's the main thing I remember. But the main thing is the firepower, the knockdown ability it had. And true shooting at 500 yards. Because you got a bigger bullseye, but that's where experts from there.
500 yards.
500
no
yards.
Scope.
No scope? No, there's no scope on them. We didn't have what scopes in, but on the firing range, which you go to 2 weeks every year, that's, if you're a Marine, you're a rifleman. If you're not a rifleman, they put you in the Navy or somewhere. But they work you for 2 weeks. Qualification days, you shoot offhand 200 yards, 10 rounds. You shoot sitting position 250, 10 rounds. You shoot kneeling position at 300 yards, 10 rounds. Your last 10 rounds are 500 yards prone, and that's when you can pop the bullseye. If you don't shoot, expert is, which I was very lucky, and I listened to him because he beat on me. I shot expert 3 years in a row. but you got to shoot 220 to be expert. 190 is qualification. If you can't shoot 190, you probably go to boot camp the rest of your life until you do, or they kick you out. But that's the way it is. But a true shooting rifle, if you know anything about the history of it, when Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, the Marine Corps and Army and all were shooting a few infields, some 03 A3s, but mostly worn out stuff. Didn't need them, you know. And we nearly got our rear ends beat on Guadalcanal, Saipan. But then they came in with that 10-shot, 8-shot clip-fed M1 rifle, 30-06,
Right.
150 grains, what we shot. And it started to shift. For every dead American, you'd see 15, 20 dead Japs. And you Japanese people, I'm not talking, that's the way it was then. If anybody's, but by the time they got to the Battle of Peleliu, Peleliu, then on to Saipan, and finally in Iwo Jima, the majority of the Marine Corps had M1 rifles. And they were laying them down like dominoes. I say they, I wasn't there. I just went in after World War II. But every Marine that owned one or had one loved them.
Yeah.
Went right on through Korea with the same rifle. The end of Korea, they started coming up with the M14s, which were 5 straight shots and then a flare. And they got better since then, a lot, before the AR days. But if I had one rifle and I was 20 years old and was going to hunt the rest of my life, I'd pick the M1 Garand.
Really?
Yeah, I would. That's fact. Because I like it.
Right.
I'm used to it. And I could still feel stripping in the dark. I don't know, but I could then.
What about any of the attachments that you had? The grenade launcher, did you ever fire any of that kind of stuff?
Yes, sir, all of it.
Really?
Yep. It was a long time ago now. You're getting deep to me. It was 60 years ago.
Bayonet?
Bayonet, we had bayonet practice once a week.
Bayonet practice once a week.
We did a little different in bayonet practice then. No, now they got the pugil sticks.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about. I was one of the last platoons that went through Marine Corps recruit depot that used bayonets. We left the scabbards on them. But you can hurt a man jabbing him with a bayonet scabbard.
Yeah.
Or slicing across his neck. You know.
Yeah.
You can break his neck. But pugil sticks were a good invention also.
It's a pretty heavy rifle, isn't it?
9.5 pounds. When you're in Camp Pendleton, it weighs 25.5 pounds going over Old Smoky and some of those mountains. But you can, well, it's been so long, like I said, I don't even remember how to flick the bullets out, but it's clip fed, gas operated, semi-automatic shoulder weapon. And there's one more little deal that I don't remember in there. Shoulder fed, shoulder fired, clip fed, anyway, M1 rifle, that's what we call it.
If you stick your finger in there, it'll bite you, won't it?
Oh, it'll cut your thumb off if it hits it right. It really will. They called it the M1 thumbs, what they called it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, yeah.
I remember the first time I ever saw one, it was in a pawn shop, and it was, the bolt was back on it, and I picked it up. It was on the used rifle shelf, and I picked it up, and I was messing with it, and I put my thumb on that thing, and that bolt closed.
Oh, man.
And it missed me, but
yeah.
woo!
Yeah, when you put that clip in, you got to jerk it out right there.
Right.
Yeah. The rifle, when you first got one, I mean, I was used to shooting 22s and all that growing up, shotguns. It seemed bulky, you know, the trigger grip and all, but you get used to it. It's a good, fine weapon. I loved it.
Did you carry that the whole time you were in the service?
No, I was now last year I was a BAR man, running automatic rifle. But I didn't have to carry it much because I was playing football. That was my job. I played 3 years football in there, didn't have to carry many rifles, which I should have been carrying rifles.
Right.
getting the stuffing beat out of me every day.
Well, I was in Spain last year at a street market and found an M1 bayonet
Really?
in a street market in Seville, Spain. And I bought it and I brought it home and it's on my rifle now. But I'd love to know how it got to Spain.
Yeah.
What its travels must have been to get there.
Some jarhead, well, some Marine, probably hocked it off or something else over there in Spain. Is that the M1 you brought down here that time?
Mm-hmm.
That felt so good.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah. Why did you go in the Marines?
It hasn't been heated up.
Well, there were two reasons. One of them was John Wayne. I would have killed him later if I could ever get close enough to him. They got a movie called Sands of Evil Jim. I said, I got to do that. I got to do that. I'll finish school when I get out. And I'll probably finish next year, year after. But there was another reason, and Jim mentioned it a while ago, and I forgot what it was.
James Allen Whitworth.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good reason. Grace Hill Cemetery, and y'all can see this from Highway 80.
Longview, Texas.
There's a tombstone about this tall. It says, in loving memory of James Allen Whitworth, lost his life in the Battle of Tarawa. 1944, or last 44, and that was just about when the M1 was coming in good.
Right.
It said he died that others might live. And I was there the day they buried him. We lived over on Tut Street, which joined the cemetery. And one afternoon about 4 o'clock, I don't know what I was doing, shooting BB gun or whatever. That would have been, I'd have been about 8. I saw a bunch of cars coming in, so I just walked across the lights there. And looked, and these Marines got out of this green bus, and probably 20 people. And they gave him a 21 gun salute.
Man, really?
Yeah. And when you, I pointed out to them every day when we passed there. You can read the tombstone from the Highway 80 right there by it.
So what years did you serve?
57, 58, 59, and 60.
And where did you go?
Went through boot camp in San Diego, went through combat training and all at Camp Pendleton up in the mountains. Marine Corps, you're supposed to spend 13 months. That's all you can spend in one duty station.
Mm-hmm.
So they sent me to San Francisco. And I tried out for the football team at Treasure Island and made it. We had, half the team was college players, college graduates, coaches, and all. They were drafting people in. And had 2 pros on there. And somehow I made that team, and I didn't have to go my 13 months. I got to stay there for 3 years. Which wasn't right, and it made a lot of guys mad. But if I had any sense, I'd have gone my 13 months and got away from the football field. But that's the way it was. Played baseball. We played, on that baseball team, we played a game a day. We'd play junior colleges, high school. Went to San Quentin one Sunday. Bad prison. Played them a doubleheader. And we did well. They beat us 20-2 and 18-4, I think. And I asked an old boy around in third, I said, man, where'd y'all get these guys? Oh, we train them here. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, old Johnny over there pitched for the Cardinals. But the rest of us work out 14 hours a day.
Yeah.
That's why we've been doing it for years.
Okay, here's a question for you. So the M1, right, if you shoot 8 times, on that last shot, it ejects the clip up, right? So everybody says, "Oh, okay." The enemy would wait until they hear that
ping, ping.
right?
That's why
And then they would run and jump in the.
That's why
is
you
that
didn't
true?
all. Yeah, it was true. That's why you didn't all shoot at the same time.
Make sure somebody has some rounds left.
Yeah, it didn't matter for 500 men coming in. You don't all empty your clip at the same time. You kind of have a man on your shoulder. You empty yours, and he starts firing while you're putting yours in.
That, on a rifle team, how many guys in the rifle team? And what weapons did you have fire team? Like 5 or
Your
4?
platoon.
No,
well,
platoon
yeah,
of
squad.
70 men.
And then you have your
Fire
squad.
team was 4. A squad was
What weapons in your 4?
BAR man, assistant BAR man who had to carry an M1 and 12 pounds of BAR ammo in his pack too. He was loaded down.
Yeah.
And 2 riflemen. 1 machine gun to each company. Every 4 squads.
Yeah. Well,
You had 1 squad leader. Squad leader would usually be a corporal, sometimes PFC.
But all of them carried rifles except for
Everybody carried rifles. Except the company commander in wartime, he carried one with his 45 on his hip.
Yeah,
I could
you teach
I
him
could
how?
tell you more about the
John,
M1 if I'd known this. I still got all my books, my firing
yeah?
books and windage and elevations and
See, you ought
knots,
to let Jeff look at those. Or
Yeah.
give them
knots,
to him.
wind
maybe.
knots and all that.
Jeff, I'll dig them out next time. See if I can
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
Bring
Yeah.
them for you.
well, and then that went into the M1A1,
Yeah,
which was box fed magazine 308.
yeah.
After the
They didn't like that very much.
didn't like that one.
They hated the, and I did too. I shot them. The carbine, M1 carbine.
Oh, carbine.
Yeah. They say they shoot around the building even though you don't want them to.
Not very accurate.
The Thompson submachine gun was a good weapon.
Yeah.
Because Dillinger and them had perfected that. But
When you're shooting 500 yards with open sight, are you on your own or is somebody calling the shots?
well, I
and
didn't say
telling-
I didn't tell that. What makes most Marines pretty good shots? Let's say I'm down in the prone position. Your 500-yard bullseye is about, if I'm not mistaken, it's 2.5 or 3 feet square. They come up out of what they call a butt, so you know what I'm talking about. They got a chain down there and they pull the target up. And when the target's hit, the man in the ditch pulls. In fact, Walter Concrete, Leland, the newsman, had a son got killed. He was a Marine. He was working butts. And he pulled that chain and somebody said, alibi on 5 or whatever. He pulled it again, let it up. They kept on. And he looked up over the butt.
Oh,
up
no.
29,
Oh no.
500 yards.
Dang.
But what was your question? I forgot.
I said, is somebody calling your shots at 500 yards?
Oh yeah,
Or are they walking you in, or are you just on your own?
you're on your own.
So you're just down there prone, just shooting and
Well, I say on your own. You got a man in that 2 weeks of practice sitting here. I'm in prone position, laying down. He's sitting right here, mean hombre, every one of them. Look like a bunch of Mexican banditos. They're sitting down with a swagger stick. You know what a swagger stick is? Lead-filled baton.
Yeah.
And his face is right here looking at me, you know. And if I flinch or jerk or whatever, I get that either across the knuckles or the nose. They used them heavy then, swagger sticks. I got knocked down one time with one. I forgot to say, by your leave, sir, to walk around the drill instructor. And he dropped me right over the ear. But someday I'll see him. Someday I'll see him.
One of these days,
Like another fat man I know, someday I'll see
someday
him.
you'll run across it.
Yeah.
So, are they calling the shots, or are you actually on your own? I mean, do they call like low or high, or how does that work?
No, they run a
Circles over
Circle.
where the bullet hits.
Oh.
they got a stick like a long broom handle.
Oh, they got a
Red is bullseye. It's the thing on the end of it is this big around,
Okay.
flat.
Okay.
They run it up and they hold it over the bullet hole.
Oh, okay.
And the your firing range instructors and all are sitting back here, jotting it all down. If you shoot expert, you get 4 days off,
Okay.
which is the main reason I did. If you shoot marksman, you don't get anything. If you shoot, let's see, let me think. Anyway, if you don't shoot 190, you got the rest of your life laying on the firing range.
And it's correct. Didn't all y'all have to shoot right-handed? Is that
Yeah.
correct?
No left-handed shooters in
Really?
Marine Corps. None.
Really?
There are now, I think, but I
don't think so.
don't know.
Because of the ejection. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the reloading and all, you know.
We're gonna give you a special rifle. You had to.
That's right.
You don't get a special one.
No.
Everybody gets the same one. That makes a lot of sense.
4311248. .284 27.9.
And what happens when you're cleaning your weapon when you do rifle inspection if it's messed up, dirty or something?
You get what they call office hours. You go in front of the captain of the company, and he will have you restricted to the company area for 1 month. You can't go on liberty. You just stay in your tent area for 1 month. And that's not a real good idea, because if you take your 70 men and you send them through mud hole or off landing craft or whatever, and all of them's right, they hit the beach in the sand, crawling. Then they say, fall in. Everybody's rifle is dirty, but you stack your rifles on that deal.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll walk in, he knows his captain bar, and he'll pull one up. Ah, dirty rifle. They take the rifle with them. And if you're unlucky, they'll get your rifle. If you're lucky, they didn't. There's
So there's a random check or something like that.
Yeah,
kind of-
yeah.
It was all dirty. If your
Oh, yeah,
number
everyone-
your number came up,
Yeah.
well,
And if he walked in the barracks at night and checking them, every night we had to strip them and clean them. 45s and everything. But if he walked in at night and found a dirty one, he's right, you know. But it wasn't easy.
Did those rifles ever miss fire?
I never had a M1 misfire. Never.
Even the ammunition didn't miss fire?
Never had one misfire. Shot a bunch of them.
How many rounds do you think you fired in the Marine Corps on the M1?
Lord, man. Jim, I'd have to put pencil and paper to that.
1,000?
Yeah, thousands.
2,000? 3,000 maybe?
I coached up at Mare Island one summer. Because I had shot expert 3 years, they sent me to Mare Island, which was a Marine Corps prison. J.O. Brig, they call it. But they also had a big rifle range there. That's where they bring the sailors in to teach them how to shoot.
Yeah.
If 7th Fleet came in to San Francisco, it'd send all those dudes up to Mare Island on buses, and you teach them how to shoot, but it's carbine. No, they wouldn't let them shoot M1s. They'd tear their little shoulders off.
No.
Should have been BB guns.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But then I got to be one of the guys that sit, but I didn't use fire sticks. Could have slapped him in the face. You know.
you see the
That's a
plate
ways
out
out
there.
there, though.
Killed a deer 2 miles one time.
Well, I can testify to this, and I know I'm off the side of the film, but I can testify to this fact, that Dad is 80 years old doing this interview, and we went elk hunting in Colorado 6 years ago. So
77.
he'd be 70. No, he's 75. And he had his Seiko 30-06. Offhand, a bullet came out to a little pond, which we'd already ranged with the rangefinder. 336 yards offhand, 2 shots.
And I was leaning against the pine tree because the weeds were this tall I couldn't get on my
Once
knee.
in the right side of the elk, right through the heart. The elk kept walking about 50 yards, turned around, walked back, and he shot him again, the other side, right through the heart. 2 shots with 30-06, 336
And the sucker
yards.
kept walking, boy. Went about 50 yards and then fell down with his heart blown up.
But that's a testament to the shooting that rifle, I would have to assume.
Still got it.
I can still hit the bullseye.
Because neither one of them went all the way through.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
And I was a high-strung young man. It's a wonder I ever qualified.
You high strung?
What?
Well, thanks for sharing that with us.
Wasn't much to say, right?
That's fun. That's fun stuff. So how cool was that? I mean, you know, you guys, we need to sit down with our older generation and record them. They're not going to be around forever. They're pieces of history, and you know, this is a way to remember them. And so, thanks to Mr. Tut for his service, his friendship, and for sitting down and sharing that with us. I think that's just the coolest thing ever. This rifle, this does not do this justice. Well, this is good. This is worthy of 2 episodes, right? So, in the future, I'll make another episode. We'll go over this particular M1 Garand, and we'll take it out to the range and fire it. But until then, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to seeing you back here again next time.